Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to your League One Women's Premier Division Game of the Week, coming to you live on the League One Ontario YouTube channel. You join us in media res at a muggy and soggy Vaughan Grove Sports Park here in Vaughan, Ontario, as we see our hometown Woodbridge strikers entertaining the visit of the Guelph Union. Woodbridge, all in blue, kicking left to right on your screen and making early inroads here against the Guelph Union, who have just conceded a penalty in only the third third minute of the game. So immediate action here at Vaughan Grove. As Woodbridge have an opportunity to take themselves directly directly ahead very, very early on. Oh, and there it is. Hammered into the bottom left. Very neatly done. And Woodbridge take themselves 1-0 up already. Before I've even had a chance to take you through the starting lineups for the teams. You just have to bear with us actually in the early knockings of the game as we work out some teething issues with the technology. We'll be back up to speed and with you in no time, I'm sure. So that penalty scored by number 6, Jessica Lisi. Slotted very nicely into the bottom left-hand corner. That's actually Jessica Lisi's 8th goal of the year. So off to a good start. And yeah, as I mentioned, haven't even had a chance to take you through the starting lineups. Jessica Lisi is, of course, one of the players I would have highlighted earlier on in the game with as a danger with such a high-scoring season thus far. As indeed has Jada Thompson, who is joint top scorer for the season in League One. So let me run through those starting lineups for you now, if I get a chance, if I get the opportunity. Numerically, starting with the goalkeeper, so I'll start with Guelph, the away team. So 96, Christina Alexander is in net. Number 2, Isabella Giancola. Number 4, Victoria Hinchcliffe. Number 8, Sydney van der Hoof. Number 10, apologies, number 6, Lauren Reed. Number 11, Olivia Rizakos. Number 12, Sasha Maricano. Number 16, Alana Starcevic. Number 17, Sammy Falkenstein. She is your captain. Number 19, Janessa Seeley. Number 22, Tessa Ladani. And for Woodbridge, we've got number 76, Anika Toth in goal. Number 3, Christina Correado. Number 4, Alexis Campbell, who is actually on the ball right now with a neat interception as she strides inside and looks to slide that one through. Number 5, Jada Thompson. Number 6, Jessica Lisi, who we obviously have already seen have a direct intervention on the scoreboard. Number 9 is Jada Hilton Pelea. Number 11, Kat Rogers. Number 14, Olivia Bizzoni. Number 20, Ariana Muratidis. Number 22, April Syme, who is your captain for Woodbridge. And then number 23, Taya Dennehy. So those are your lineups. As we've seen already, we've got a 1-0 lead already for Woodbridge. The penalty from Jessica Lisi. So an early start. Excellent. So let's see if we can settle this down a little bit and settle this game down, and let's see if Guelph can get back into it. I actually was, as they are just called offside, I was talking to the coach earlier before the game, and he was telling me that the real game plan for Guelph was to plan on sitting deep and maybe not give Woodbridge anything early on, let them have the ball and create a low line of engagement. Now, that is, I'd imagine, somewhat out the window, although it's early enough that perhaps they can stick to the original plan of sit deep, bait the transition and hit them into the channels with pace. But as I say, already being a goal down, it's they're immediately on the back foot. It's an unfortunate start, and that idea of like wanting to keep it tight for the first 5 minutes or so is somewhat out the window, as this one is launched long, but cut out neatly by the Guelph defense. Well, that one's put into the channel there for Woodbridge Chase, bouncing harmlessly out for the corner. Well, play this one long, just eluding Ladani. As we said, Woodbridge do have the form with them. They come into this game in 5th place overall with an undefeated streak of 7 games, 6 wins within that 7. So certainly in the mood and in the spirit of taking points. Guelph, on the other hand, are a great deal more inconsistent, as one would expect for a mid-table side. As Hilton players screaming for that ball down the side, and actually it's nicely weighted, but read well and seen out with relatively little drama, but a good cutting, darting run down the line from the Woodbridge fullback. As mentioned, Guelph come into this with only 2 instances throughout the season of consecutive games awarding them points, and it's two game runs apiece. That's really just belies their inconsistency and their the inability of this Guelph team to put together long scoring runs. Now, having said that, the middle of the pack in League One Premier at the minute is so tight, as actually it's good work from Rizakos to not only stymie any advance, but got to challenge it and win the ball. As mentioned, the middle of the pack in League One at the minute is so tight that any points here for Guelph would not be in vain. There's always an opportunity to move up a space, both this season and, of course, with an eye on next season. I'm sure we'll get into that a little more as the game continues. We'll be talking about 2024 and what that's going to look like, as that's actually very, very nicely read by Starcevic. She gets that one back out, but only as far as the Woodbridge defensive line. Hilton Pelea drives up that line, but nowhere really to go. It's kind of into a blind alley of white shirts, and between them, they're able to a nice ball for Ladani to chase. She's happy to do so. Just driving into the box. A terrifically timed channel from Correado. Really beautifully timed challenge there, coming back and covering that run from Ladani, who had done well to kind of create some separation between herself and the rest of the defense. Correado coming across to cover well. So now we've got an opportunity to see how Guelph shape up with this corner. They do have the short option. There are several kind of stacked near the back post as well. We'll see whether this one is put in, the short option taken away. This one floated across. Ooh, neatly pushed away by Toth, giving up only another corner. But such a decent ball in for Guelph, causing issues and potentially kind of creeping in under the crossbar there, certainly causing a bit of fear for the Woodbridge goalkeeper. This one lofted high into the air, nearly beating that last man at the back, but she does well to keep it out. Van der Hoef keeps that one moving. Oh, what a nice strike there, but Woodbridge quickly out to it to cut down that angle. And so the third corner in a row for Guelph. This one just flashing across the face of goal, kind of eluded everybody. The goalkeeper Toth sort of, well, didn't seem confident in coming for it, but certainly fortune played its part there. And Woodbridge escape unscathed from that flurry of Guelph Union offense. Toth gets things restarted with Syme just looking to carefully move this one up. As Woodbridge look to build up the gears. That one looks to be knocked inside for Campbell, but well read. Ladani with nowhere really to go. Guelph deciding to consolidate, being sensible with the ball, waiting for their opportunities. This one just a iffy bounce kind of finds its way to Hinchcliffe, who was looking for support. Rizakos was really the only other white shirt anywhere near, but even she was kind of far too far away as Dennehy goes away for Woodbridge. Finds the feet of Lisi, breaking those lines. A nice turn from Bizzoni, who wants to spread this one out for Hilton Pelea. Oh, and the Pelea looks to get around her player there. Looked to get around Ladani, but wasn't quite able to on this occasion. But good ball movement from Woodbridge to swiftly move it up through the lines, not really give Guelph time to settle into this sort of 5-4-1 formation, or certainly that's what they were lining up in before the game. That one's nicely forward for Van der Hoof for Guelph to chase, but really kind of like too far away from Starcevic. But you can see the plan there to hit those channels and give Guelph something to chase. It is, as mentioned, it is raining as we speak, but it is quite a muggy, humid day. So we'll see how that does in terms of just sapping the energy out of these players. But it's beautifully read by Van der Hoof. Keeps that one moving for Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe holding off numerous challenges, looking to slalom her way through, but Syme neatly across. Mauritius just tries to center that one. Gets lucky, finds Rogers, gets it into the feet of Lisi. Lisi in between the defense and the midfield now. Oh, but very, very nicely across from Maricano. She tracked that run all the way and put a very, very neatly timed challenge in. Lisi looked like she was certainly shaping to take the shot on. Hinchcliffe keeps that one moving. Nice, nearly weighted ball. At first blush, it looked like a very, very nicely weighted ball down the line for Seeley to chase. just eluding the wide player, the Guelph wide player for now. Seems like Victoria Hinchcliffe, as mentioned, she is the top scorer on the team. 6 goals so far on the season. She is going to be the sort of offensive linchpin, I suppose. She's really going to be the thing that number 4. She's going to be what Guelph's attacking movement and attacking play revolves around. So we'll see if they're able to kind of get her into situations with where she has options both to play the ball or to take the shots on. That's obviously easier said than done, of course, as they're up against a good team in Woodbridge today. Moratides has some options in the middle, finds Lisi, wants to turn, but not quite able to do so. Van der Hoos tosses high, but a little loose. As for Woodbridge, they certainly seem to have themselves set up in a 4-3-3 of sorts, with their fullbacks being the one offering width, certainly on this near side. There's Hilton Pelea there able to take that, and Lisi looking to thread through her counterpart, but Christina Alexander quick off her line. It was a good idea from Lisi to try and play that ball through for the onrushing valuable interception there, or by Lauren Reed. Rogers floating that one across. That one finds its way all the way through. Again, Woodbridge looking dangerous every time they step forward. Guelph not really having an answer at the minute. It's all kind of a last minute at every time, and there's danger and options coming from all angles from Woodbridge. Like either side of the field they come down, it looks kind of unpleasant to deal with for the Guelph team. Good interchange from Lisi and Thompson on that far side. Similarly, Hilton Pelea and Campbell on this near side. So lots of questions being asked of the Guelph defense at present. That one really not cleared confidently at all, and nearly falling to Rogers, but hacked clear by Ladani. That's kept in by Simon. Wants to keep that ball alive, keep it moving, keep the pressure on Guelph. Oh, not quite able to do so. A loose touch from Campbell. Let's Guelph clear their lines properly, regain their shape. Simon has plenty of plenty of time. Looks up. Lisi moving well off the front line to meet that wall, flick it on. Campbell just looking for an opportunity. A lovely ball across, looking for Thompson. Just eluding the striker. That one bouncing out for a throw-in. Oh, goal kick, apologies for Guelph. Rogers looking to move that one on, but Van der Hoof playing that role of the defensive stalwart in the middle of the field, finds Yantha on that far side. Her ball back for Americano is a little bit loose, but ooh, Americano doing very nicely to get that one away. The Sealy now looking to make inroads down that flank. one's looking for Ladani. Not a bat ball at all, but it skipped off the turf a little bit, eluded her. I got away with it. This was a whistle offside in the end. Marikonen trying to get to the hop of the ball. Not able to get a hold of it, but just giving away a throw in. Cliff into that one too. Keep that one moving. Oh, Thompson looking to slide that one through with a first-time chance. Really beautifully timed movement from Jada Thompson. Actually, had a wonderful idea, looking for the run of Lisi, but that one stays up. So something for Guelph to chase, something for Guelph to kind of sink their teeth into and hope for. Bridges wanted to calm things down for a second, perhaps. So we have a bit of a lull in the 25th minute of the game. If you're just joining us, we did see a penalty very early on, 4th minute or so, converted by Jessica Lisi for Woodbridge, which sees them 1-0 in the lead and consolidating their place in the playoffs thus far. It's good work from Falkenstein to hold the ball off. Good strong defensive work to hold off Lisi and win that free kick. Ladani marshalled well by Thompson, and now Guelph looking for a way out of the back. Maricano. She's able to stride forward with the ball, has a few options ahead of her. Ooh, neatly flicked on by Seeley, looking for Hinchcliffe, only finding Syme. You can potentially see the gesticulations of the Guelph Union head coach, who's pleased with the pressure there from Hinchcliffe on the Woodbridge keeper. Is up the other end. Thompson was looking to slide that one across for Campbell. It's not a bad ball, but a little bit too close to the keeper in the end. Yantha moves that one back for Maricona. Seeley, not really anywhere to go, keeps it alive, plays the sensible ball back to Maricona. And that one looking forward, Rizakos, but intercepted well. Woodbridge come back the other way. Hilton Pelea finds Thompson. Just skips past Giancola. Plays that ball inside. Lisi with a really nice turn. The shot, though, on her last favored left foot. But great work all around from the Woodbridge team to move that ball, move themselves smoothly through the gears and just kind of get into a position to take that opportunity on. Well, that goal kick out, it's disappointing. Not anywhere near a white shirt. Really just allowing Woodbridge to keep this pressure on. But Hilton Delay, maybe trying to do a little too much, is able to sneak it through, but Ladani on hand. And that's good work from Bizzoni. Keeps that one moving for Campbell. Dennehy there to sweep things up. But Rogers can't get that one past Hinchcliffe. Our apologies, it was Starcevic with the good pressure in the middle of the field there. Campbell down on that far side, close to the line, trying to beat two. Loops the ball across, not really met by anybody. A real scramble and then stuffed home by Thompson in the end, who kept or apologies, possibly Lisi. Woodbridge kept consistent, kept up the attack. The ball was cleared by Guelph. It was allowed to drop right in the middle of the penalty area. Nobody really made a claim on it or seemed to want the ball at all. And yeah, it just wasn't dealt with at all. And Woodbridge able to maintain the pressure, keep that ball in, and just stuff it home in the end and double their lead. It was indeed Jada Thompson who scored the goal in the 29th minute to extend this lead 2-0. Taking her goal total for the year to 11. And that'll be a real disappointing one for Guelph, because this was really that's a lovely ball over for Thompson to chase. She's able to take that one down. She has the time to take the touch and finishes again. The ball over from Lisi was beautifully timed, and as was the run of Thompson. This team really in sync and really looking to run the score up early, get some goals on the board. Jada Thompson gets her second of the day in the 30th minute. And Woodbridge now up 3-0 just in the first half after 30 minutes or so gone. And Guelph really looking like they're struggling here after maybe coming in with a slight tone of optimism in the way they wanted to play, but really sinking now without a trace, it would appear, for Guelph, unfortunately for them. Just not really able to keep up with the consistent pressure from Woodbridge. And the Woodbridge Strikers front players doing really well to exploit the gaps that are left behind in the system that Guelph try to play. When you play with three centre backs across the back, there's often a little bit of space wide outside those outside centre backs, which is precisely where that final goal came from, and where indeed the ball in for the second goal came from as well. So Woodbridge doing well to keep that ball wide, hit those flanks, and exploit the opportunities given to them by Guelph. But Guelph really not helping themselves by not completing the execution on the simple things either, whereas Woodbridge really just going for as little drama as possible in the way they play. That's a great turn from Thompson, trying to get around and trying to get a ball inside, but I'm not quite able to get all of it that time around. Zakos nowhere really to go. Looks to spread this one across to Ladani. Thompson is there. Can't quite bring it in, but Ladani nowhere really to go. Will finds its way to Stocevic. Back to Ladani. Oh, it's not a bad looking ball from Ladani. Looking for Hinchcliffe. And Stocevic in with a solid challenge on Syme. No whistle. Ball allowed to play allowed to continue. It's a fair challenge in the end, if not a robust one. Rogers just keeps that one moving for Hilton Pelea. Just cuts inside, plays that one down the line. But Guelph able to get to it and get that ball out. Syme finds Rogers. Rogers keeps that one moving for Hilton Pelea, but Hilton Pelea doesn't really have anywhere to go. Blocked out by Rizakos and Ladani nicely, so she just keeps that. Plays the sensible ball, keeps it moving. Correado is looking for her options, but just plays that one for Denny. He spreads it over for Hilton Pelea. The ball, you could see it really skid off the turf there. Thompson doing well to come back, keep that ball alive. Oh, and that one from Hilton Pelea. She was hoping for Rogers to kind of cut inside, but not quite. Stocevic now has a couple of options. Rizakos and Hinchcliffe ahead of her. Keeps it moving back, but that's good pressure as well from Woodbridge in the middle of the field to not allow Guelph to settle. It's good work from Bizzoni to take the time away from Sydney van der Hoof. Bizzoni has Thompson on this far side, and that one just behind the advancing forward. Guelph able to get that one away down the line. That ball is still live. Didn't actually go out in the end. Rogers brings it in, but can't get away from Rizakos. Oh, poor clearance. Only as far as a Woodbridge player. Campbell able to drive down that line. Gets that one across. Mishandled by Alexander. Gets out as far as Bizzoni, who was alive to it. Leapt forward really well from that deeper position, but couldn't get a head over that ball, and it sends the ball into the car park. No technique, just eluding her at that final minute there, but a real opportunity for Woodbridge to extend their lead to 4 after the mishandle from Alexander and the good work from Alexis Campbell. Let's not take that away from her either. She drove down that line and just dragged 2 or 3 defenders with her. Americano under pressure there from Lisi, but gets that one down the line. Guelph might be able to mount a sort of foundation here, a platform for possession. That's great work from Hinchcliffe to keep that ball moving. As that one is looking across for Rizakos. She takes it well. Syme, though, in attendance. Rizakos still able to keep hold of it. Finds Seeley. Seeley has several blue shirts around her. That ball, oh, still alive to it. And then Hinchcliffe now. Oh, and she really should have put that one away. Terrific work by Ginessa Seeley to not give up on that ball, even with several blue shirts around her. Kept fighting, was able to bobble that ball across for Hinchcliffe, and the ball just didn't settle. And Hinchcliffe certainly was rushed as she was looking to take that one on, but from there really should have been doing much better to reduce the arrears that Guelph Union find themselves in at present. again, if it was anybody on the team, you really would have wanted it to fall to Victoria Hinchcliffe. 6 goals, a 6-goal return on a season, and a mid-table season is a good return. So she clearly knows where the goal is. Thompson looking to knock Starcevic inside and out, and she's able to do so. But well saved by Alexander. It's great work though from Thompson to look to give Starcevic twisted blood with those jinks in and out. Oh, and that one allowed to fall. Fielded in by Correado. And Dennehy gets her eyes up, looks to loop that one over for Campbell, but well met by Giancola. Giancola again, sharp to it, but a sort of aimless ball forward with no real intent, which will be frustrating, as Guelph really do need to capitalize and make the most of every opportunity that comes their way. They cannot afford to be loose with their passes forward. Correado has a bit of time, but you can see that Guelph are 3 goals down now, really just engaging much higher up the field, certainly looking to force the issue a bit more than they had been previously. On is the hope of keeping it tight and looking to hit on the break, and so perhaps that's the right idea. Force Woodbridge to play a little bit deeper. Don't give them anything through the middle. Well, Pizzoni doing very well now, and Campbell moving that one on very nicely for Moratides, who loops that one over. It's falling for Thompson. Thompson and Lisi, and Thompson is still alive and able to force it through. And it's another one. Another one for Jada Thompson. Between Thompson and Lisi, it felt like one or more of them should have gotten that one in. And it ended up being Jada Thompson in the end who the ball fell to her. And again, it's similar to the Thompson's first and Woodbridge's second, another goal that's really a result of Guelph not really being fully organized in their back line there, and not really feeling, no one feeling confident enough to step up and take responsibility for that ball. So that sees them fall down. And that goal in the 39th minute completes Thompson's hat-trick. So she's certainly making hay in the rain, I suppose, today here at Vaughan Grove Sports Park. Leaving Guelph with it was already a tricky challenge, but now it's an absolute mountain to climb. Oh, Lisi doing very nicely to dance away from Reed there. Get that ball into the feet of Campbell, who tries to turn, able to hold off the challenge. Inside for Lisi. Lisi with a neat touch, drives to the byline. Oh, and that ball kind of floated across the face of goal with nobody really attacking it. Feels like Lisi maybe would have wanted to cut that one back a little bit differently in order to meet the advance of Thompson in the middle of the field. This one is tossed long by Hilton Pillay, but Hinchcliffe fighting with Rogers. Rogers does well come away from that, and Denny just slots that one right up the middle. And you can see Hinchcliffe's frustration there with that clearance. Really just there was no need for that rush. Seeley, though, able to keep that one in, or appeared to be able to keep that one in, but the assistant referee on that far side had judged differently. Lisi looking to flick that one on, but only finding Maricano. But again, her clearances, and this has been the story all half, that the clearances from Guelph really only ever find blue shirts, and Woodbridge are more than happy to keep that pressure on as Hilton Palea with beautiful feet kind of get around one, looks to get around the other. It's a clean challenge in the end. Nothing wrong with that challenge at all. Ball first. Hilton Palea kind of taking a tumble over the outstretched leg, but the tackle was had absolutely no problems at all. Seeley looking long for Ladani, but cut out by Correado quite nicely, and Hilton Palea just getting that one free. And again, this is, as mentioned, this has been a large part of the difference, or a large factor in the 4-goal difference between these two sides is when Woodbridge are looking to move from the back. There's no rush. They're always looking for a blue shirt. They're playing to feet. They're taking their time. Guelph, whenever they're trying to get the ball out from their own end, it seems a bit hurried and it seems a bit rushed, and the ball is far too loose more often than not. But Starcevic reading that well and keeping that pressure up, but nowhere to go. Just finding her way into an alley of 4 blue shirts on that occasion. And he's spreading that one very nicely for Hilton Palea, who has plenty of space to run into. Wants to play that down the inside channel, but slightly at cross purposes there with Jada Thompson, who was looking to stay wide. Maricano's ball for Celia again, intercepted by Simon. I think again credit to the defensive work from Simon Correado of Woodbridge Strikers as well. These through balls that have been coming through, they're alive to them. They're not uncomfortable coming wide. You can see Simon almost sliding into the left back position in lieu of Moratidis, who's a good deal more advanced. She's very comfortable coming over. It's actually Correado Rogers with a loose giveaway, finding Hinchcliffe. She's shaping to shoot, but that one not really able to get a foot around that and just sending that one screwballing wide. We're going to have about 1 minute of added time to this half. So he has been played at a decent clip. Tell you the defensive line of Guelph is really quite ragged as well, as that one is slid through for Thompson to chase, holds off Starcevic. Alexander comes rushing out, misses completely, and Thompson just able to slide that one home for her 4th, Woodbridge's 5th, in the 46th minute. And again, that one coming as a result of, well, I mean, I think I mentioned just before that pass was played, the sort of staggered defensive line of Guelph, which is really not marshaled at all well, and then the communication between the goalkeeper and the defense maybe was lacking somewhat as well, as Christina Alexander came rushing off her line somewhat unnecessarily. Starcevic was still in with a chance of putting off Jada Thompson, but when Jada Thompson is presented with the open net, I mean, she's not going to turn that one down. So we've hit halftime. Woodbridge Strikers are 5-0 ahead. The goal scoring opened by Jessica Lisi in the 4th minute with a penalty. Then Jada Thompson scoring 4 for herself in the 29th, 30th, 39th, and 45th plus 1 minute. Really, I think putting this game to bed. So join us in 15 minutes as we take a quick halftime. So please don't go anywhere. Come back and we'll see if Guelph Union are able to win the second 45 at the very least, and produce, retain some pride for themselves on their journey home. So yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just 15 minutes. Hello, folks, and welcome back from halftime to the second half of our League One Women's Premier Division, League One Ontario Women's Premier Division Game of the Week. Coming to you live on this YouTube, the League One Ontario YouTube channel. You rejoin us in the second half after Woodbridge Strikers took a pretty commanding 5-0 lead in that first 45 minutes, and so we'll see whether this really will engender a shift in change, a change of attitude from Guelph Union. We've certainly seen a couple of changes already in terms of personnel. Giancola being replaced by Lauren Bruce, and Lauren Reed being replaced by Sierra Palermo. So Lauren Bruce is the number 3 on this near side, and then Sierra Palermo is number 10. I'm sure we'll encounter her as the game progresses. But yeah, Guelph, as I mentioned, 5 goals down after that first half, and I mean that loose pass there from Van der Hoof really not kind of or certainly a indicative of some of the issues that they've been having for the first 45 minutes, where it's just this it's been a sort of like a lack of execution on kind of the simple things for Guelph, the being too rushed out of the back, just gifting the ball back to Woodbridge at any opportunity. It's kind of really spelt their downfall in that first half. But yeah, as I mentioned, we'll see whether the Guelph are able to tighten things up a little bit, perhaps put in a better performance in the second 45, get a goal or two on the board, and see how they can kind of like continue on as Symes steps in with a neat challenge, and Campbell now always eager to run with the ball at her feet, but nowhere really to go. Well marshaled there by Ladani. Symes keeps this one moving to this near side from Muratidis. Bruce first one to that. Does win the foul from Campbell. She got to that ball first. Campbell was a touch late. Maricano now will step up and say her options. We'll look this one long, switching the ball across the field. It looked like it just sort of drifted out for a well held by Toth. Keeps that one moving for Moratidis, who just looks to switch it over. Can't beat Starcevic. Bizzoni now has the time to turn, face up, plays it inside, finds its way through to Rogers, and doesn't sort of buy herself the space. Looked to keep it moving through for Campbell, but Bruce, who's kind of having an effect already on the game, blocking that one off. Well, with the time to find the pass out of defense, they're able to do so. But again, it's from Rizakos, that's loose. She was looking for the overlap from Starcevic, but it's found its way through to Seeley, though, who was, I think, was a bright spark for Guelph in that first half. She put into a couple of dangerous balls and was a regular route forward for the visiting team. She stayed on that far side. She was playing on the right side in that first half, but it looks like Lauren Bruce has come across to be that player this half, and we definitely see a slight change in shape. Instead of having 3 centre-backs, it looks like Guelph have gone to 4 at the back, with Ladani being the right-sided full-back and Starcevic being the left-sided one, and the two centre-backs remaining the same, but it's well read from Simon. And then again, just a loose ball, but nearly finding its way to the feet of Bruce, but not quite in this occasion. Moratidis looking for her options. Her and Campbell just kind of passing this thing back and forth between them for now. And then good work from Bruce to cut that one off. Give the illusion that the pass was available, but shut it down quickly. Bruce able to keep that one in. Fights well with Campbell. Campbell comes out of that alive. Gets that one up the line for Jessica Lisi, but Americano does brilliantly to just kind of take away that space quickly. Falkenstein will keep it moving, finds Van der Hoof. Americano really taking some risks there, trying to cut back inside Lisi. We know that Jessica Lisi is not afraid to put pressure on the ball and put challenges in. So maybe is not the one to take on there. That's the number 6 looking with the long one, an ambitious attempt from that far out, but Alexander equal to it on this occasion. Ladani able to carry this one. Has Bruce on this near side, but Campbell alive to that, cuts that one out, able to just stride into that space left behind. So quick with the ball at her feet. Very tempting ball across, and Lisi had gotten loose, unmarshaled. Her second of the game. Woodbridge's 6th in the 51st minute. That one came about from Ladani able to... Ladani had the opportunity to advance down this right side with the ball for Guelph as the fullback, but didn't have too many options. She tried to kind of force it through. Campbell was quick to close that pass down and just drove into the space that had been left behind. And despite the attempt of Sierra Palermo to kind of come back and corral that defense, Campbell was able to just drift across a very, very tempting ball, and Lisi was crashing in at the far post, able to get her second of the game. Bruce cuts that one inside for Hinchcliffe. Maricano wants to put that one far side. Starcevic was yelling for it, but didn't quite make it. Is Seeley able to bring it in just about with a neat touch? Finds Bruce, and then Seeley and Bruce not able to work things out. Ball only finding Campbell. Happy to bring it back for Moratides. Now Campbell. Pizzoni. Well marshaled by Palermo in this instance. Not able to kind of keep that one, switch that one across as quickly as she would have liked. Zakos keeps that one moving for Hilton Palea. What good intervention there from Sami Falkenstein, stepping forward from her backline, putting the ball into touch. Thompson, here's Rogers. Rogers looking for that ball down the channel for someone to chase, and did brilliantly to get to it. Wins a corner. Great work from Woodbridge. Stick to their task. Even 6 goals to the good, chasing everything. It's Rogers who comes across to shape this corner in. This one floating across, and just evading Campbell, who was waiting for that. Moratides doing well to keep that one in, keep one alive. Facing up against Maricano. Finds Campbell. Croyado. Wow, looking for that one up the line for Rogers to chase, but Frost signals between the two of them. Starcevic looking for options. As Falkenstein just lashes that one clear. It's just about staying in on that line, so there's something for Guelph to chase. Hinchcliffe putting a lot of pressure on. Does well. Finds Seeley. Seeley with the awkward touch to get around Syme. Is she able to cut that inside? Takes the shot on. And, oh, just off the crossbar. Beautiful work from Seeley. But beats off. And that's great work from the two Guelph forwards to kind of dig something out. It was a nothing ball down the line. Hinchcliffe did well to keep the pressure on, keep it alive, and then Seeley kept it moving, kept her feet moving, was able to cut inside and take the shot on and struck the underside of the bar. Just being denied by the woodwork on this occasion, and certainly Guelph's best opportunity of the game so far. But let's see if they can do anything with this free kick in a very dangerous position. Van der Hoof loops this one over. Oh, allowed to bounce, not really cleared. On this occasion, coming to nothing in the end. But really, as I mentioned, terrific work from Seeley and Hinchcliffe to carve that opportunity out and Seeley to take the shot on. I want to pat myself on the back too much, but I did notice that she really was one of the better routes forward for Guelph. She had a good first 45 minutes and a team that collectively did not. But I think maybe given how freely flowing goals are today, if anybody on Guelph deserves one, it's probably her. So we'll see how that one develops as the game goes on. Guelph will, of course, need to get her another chance to do so. So we've got a couple of changes being rung on the Woodbridge side of things, actually on the far side. Palermo doing well, turning away from the pressure of four players to find a white shirt. Ladani choosing the centre launch and finding Van der Hoof. Van der Hoof able to turn, dinks that one forward for Bruce. Well, it's a tricky ball for Ladani to bring in under pressure, but she's able to knock that one on all the same. And Seeley now challenging, forcing that pass back to Alexander. Bruce just getting under that one a little bit, but Maracona stepping forward, doing nicely, still has the ball, laying it off of Van der Hoof. And again, this long one down the line, but cut out well by the Woodbridge defense. Well, at least he's not quite able to get to that one ahead of Bruce. Well, maybe we'll settle this down a little bit. Survey their options. Starcevic moves forward with it, finds Van der Hoof. Oh, her ball looking for the feet of Seeley. Was read several pages in advance by Syme, who just look at a slide in Campbell. Van der Hoof able to sweep things up there. It's a little bit better from the Guelph midfield. Now Ladani looking for a seam to run down. Palermo keeps that one moving for Starcevic, who's going up against Hilton Pelea. Oh, did terrifically to keep that ball down at that far end, get that challenge in, give up a goal kick in the end. But as I mentioned, we've got a couple of changes. So Farah Yacoub will be coming in the 60th minute for Alexis Campbell. Substitution in the 59th minute for your Woodbridge strikers. Exit match number 4, Alexis Campbell. And indeed, Alia Kamdar will come in for 4-goal scorer Jada Thompson. Her work done for the day, I think it's fair to say. having scored 4 goals in that first half. So a couple of changes there for Woodbridge. We'll see where these players slot in and how this shifts things. But yeah, not too much pressure obviously on Woodbridge at present. It was a nice ball actually for Maracona, for Ladani to chase through that line, through that seam, but just a little bit on her heels. The fullback wasn't really fully committed to that run. Off and the two Woodbridge fullbacks under absolutely no pressure and under no rush to keep this one moving. Only 6 goals ahead in the 60th minute with 30 minutes left to play. Was a great introduction there from Kamdar to blaze down that far side, taking advantage of the tired legs perhaps of the Guelph team. It's mentioned it's muggy. It's not hot. The humidity is pretty bad though. A draining day. Really want the ball to do the work. Kamdar looking to square that one across, but Falkenstein alive to it. Gets that block in. Gives up nothing more than a corner. Floated across. There's a real movement towards from that back post towards the penalty box from the Woodbridge players, but it kind of just floats over everybody. Corioto keeps that one alive though, and Rogers does very, very well. Make the space for herself on that far side. Fires one across along the ground, but cut out by the masked white shirt. Corioto looking to float that one over. Maracona is the first to it. Starcevic can't quite clear though. Or nearly loose, but again, Rogers is the first to it. And again, as we've seen all game, a Woodbridge shirt is the first to these clearances. Let's take a quick moment here to thank our sponsors. This afternoon's broadcast as Hinchcliffe chases this one down the line here up against Corrado. Actually, maybe the sponsors could wait as Hinchcliffe will dart her way into the penalty area. Corrado with the challenge, giving up nothing more than a corner. Really, really well done. This afternoon's broadcast brought to you by CIBC, who's a proud partner of League One. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Degree, inspiring the confidence to move. And Macron, work hard, play harder as Guelph line up for another corner in this second half. Looped a little high above, just evading Ladani, but Toth able to get 2 fists to it and get a good clearance on it. And this one just put right back into the middle, but just down the gut does not seem to be working for Guelph. They need to show a little more guile with their balls forward, perhaps. So at present, with 27 minutes or so to go, I want to remind you all to follow League One on all of the various social media channels of your choice. Obviously, you've already found the YouTube channel, otherwise you wouldn't be able to join us here. We're also on League One is on Instagram, Twitter, so on and so forth. Facebook, all of those places. If you were to find us on Twitter, you'd be able to take part every week for the game of the week in the prediction poll. It is usually the pinned tweet in the run up to the game, and you can vote on what you think the result will be. I can tell you with roughly 25 minutes or 25 minutes left in this game that we have a 78% of the people had decided upon a Woodbridge Strikers win, whereas only 14% had gone for a Guelph Union win, and 8%, of course, making up the balance with a tie. That 78% certainly look like they will be proven correct today. As even if Guelph were to mount a real resurgence in this in the what's remaining of the game and get themselves a couple of goals, but the lead for Woodbridge is seems insurmountable at this point with 6 goals. As Kamdar broke with her run a little bit quickly and found offside by the assistant referee on the far side. Falkenstein looking to spread that one over for Bruce. Bruce able brings that down very nicely. Has able to turn, get her head up into the feet of Hinchcliffe. Looks to keep that one moving. Looking for Seeley. Cut out though by the Woodbridge defense. Well, it's a good ball out from Toth actually to break that first line of the press. Find the midfielder. Plenty of time though for the Guelph defense. Alexander out to it quickly, finds Maracona. So Ladani. Lisi now, with a nice touch inside Falkenstein. And look to get past Maracona and maybe poke the ball through to Muratides on this far side. But Ladani, between Maracona and Ladani, they were able to smuggle that one clear. Maracano and Ladani. Palermo looking for options. Dennehy does very, very well. Cut off that easy ball out to the wide to the wing that she was looking for. Get around the player, force her back inside. Back to Maracano, who he's moving for Ladani now. This is a constant issue with Guelph that the passes just aren't connecting, and a lot of work has to get put in for even simple balls to be made, and that's really due to good pressure as Yakub has gotten in between the defenders, and Alexander not really looking to come there, but Maracano does well. Stays cool, finds Bruce. Bruce looking for Seeley. Hinchcliffe able to chase. Wants to put the pressure on Toth. But Toth does brilliantly to get that one clear. Find Kamdar on that far side. Rogers for Yakub. Rogers slipping that one through for Lisi. Oh, a great ball for Muratides. Does she have options in the middle? It's a great ball for Kamdar. Does brilliantly to bring that one back for Bizzoni, but right down the throat of Alexander in the end. It's lovely work though. Lisi sort of stepping off the defensive line of Guelph to find the space, able to turn, able to play that ball through for Muratides, who just drove down this near side. And the cross across the low cross into the box was a dangerous one, not dealt with again by Guelph. It was good work from Kandal though to be patient, find Bizzoni coming onto the ball, but yeah, the shot in the end slightly subpar. Palermo cutting that one out nicely. Hinchcliffe now looking for options. Oh, really, really well done to get away from Correado, but the shot slightly weak in the end. Did terrifically to make the space for herself, Hinchcliffe, after the interception from Palermo. And the shot just a little bit weak in the end. Got another couple of substitutions. As Maricano is replaced by Bathish. And Rizakos is replaced by Yanta. Oh, and of course a Woodbridge substitution as well. And Bizzoni is replaced by Priyanka Chakravarti. So, ringing the changes as the time ticks down here. Reminder, of course, Woodbridge 6 goals to the good. 5-0 up after half time. 4 goals from Jada Thompson in that first half. 2 from Jessica Lisi so far. Guelph with no real regular routes through the goal, but we did see Gianessa Seeley strike the underside of the bar and have it kind of bounce away just off the line. So they've come close themselves for a goal, but certainly not in what has to be considered a sort of systematic, regular way. Seeley's opportunity really coming as a result of just good individual work as Van Hoof floats this one into the box. No one really able to get a head on it as Chakravarti clips the heels of Bruce. Oh, that's a lovely ball. And oh, Kamdod hammers that one off the bar after the work from Jessica Lisi. It's still alive, and Kamdar again taking another strike at it. Leah Kamdar had all the time in the world to pick her spot, and maybe took a little bit too long with it and overthought it slightly and just slammed it off the crossbar, which may well be still vibrating as we speak, given how hard she struck it. Woodbridge showing that, yeah, sure, 6 goals to the lead. They might not be pressing things too intently, but they can certainly spring and move that ball very, very quickly and very, very dangerously. And Guelph certainly not out of the woods yet. So we come back the other way now with Seeley. Looks to get that one across, but well met by Toth. That's good goalkeeping under pressure to pocket that one and not give up any sort of anything loose. Denny will keep that one moving for Rogers. And Jakub not quite able to wriggle her way through. Falkenstein looks to just slide that one through. Hinchcliffe just about beaten to it by Corrado. Sign playing that one forward. Jakub, here's Moratides. Oh, Rogers winning the free kick in the middle, that has to be said, rather than having one delivered to her. Happy to go down under the touch from Hinchcliffe. Chakravarti didn't really have any options, but gets that one over for Corrado. Lisi with a lovely touch inside, but not away from Palermo. Good work from Vanderhoof Palermo to keep that one alive. Chakravarti closing that space down. Palermo running out of time, running out of room. Rogers looking to stick that one down the line for Jakub to chase, but Batish on hand to make the no-nonsense clearance out. As Tessa Ladani will be replaced in the 75th by Sarah Ongarato. Rado with a nice ball through for Hilton Pelea. Looks to get that one across, looking for Chakravarti, but just evading the wide player at the far post there. Now Bruce able to carry that one down the line, but Rogers is in attendance to deny any easy through. A good touch from Seeley, but Syme is there. It's well taken by Seeley to kind of keep herself moving. I did mention I'd talk a little bit about 2024 in the second half and what we're doing here. Of course, the idea is to split the Premier Divisions into into two, both on the women's and the men's side. We currently have one Premier Division. The idea is to split it into two divisions. There's Woodbridge panic a little bit at the back here and can't really get this ball away. That one is lifted over for Seeley to chase. Oh, a bad ball across. That is not dealt with at all. But just about smuggled clear, and Chakravarti comes away with it. It was spread that one over. Oh, but Guelph, again, just laying themselves down at the last minute. So yeah, League One will be splitting their Premier Divisions into two. We'll have a promotion and relegation between the two divisions in an effort to just keep competition as high as possible throughout those two divisions and for each team involved. Over this season and last, we've been amassing points totals. So it has poked through very nicely for Chakravarti. She has lots of time. She's able to field this one. Face up against Bruce. Brings it back for Jakub, who's in a good shooting space. That one, though, kind of like slicing through it, and that one just drifting wide at all times. So, as mentioned, this season and last season, we've been keeping a running points total for all teams. The last season points were worth 0.75 or 75% of their total, and this season points are worth 100% of their total. And at the end of the two seasons, there is a grand table with that will see where the split lies between the first division and the second division for both clubs. For all clubs, of course. Both leagues, both the men and the women's Premier Division. It's neatly played through for Lisi, who does well to find Jakub again. She has the option, slams it instead off the thigh of Falkenstein, who'd come back to cover that one. At present, as you may expect, with Woodbridge, with a club that did really well last season, got knocked out in the quarterfinals and the playoffs, and are actually ticking over really nicely this season. They are in the top half quite comfortably. Guelph, a team that are somewhat on the bubble last season and indeed this season. They are, as you may expect, on the bubble of this divisional split too. So, and that's met by Cam Darbert. An ambitious attempt if she was looking to get that one in on the volley. Yes, as mentioned, Guelph on the bubble, just below the line as it stands. But even if they find themselves out of the playoff race, which, as mentioned, actually, they're not exactly. If they strung a couple of wins together, I mean, again, we spoke about right at the top of the broadcast about how that's been a real challenge for Guelph this season. But if they were to string together a couple of runs and amass some quick points, as Seeley does, very, very well in the middle to keep fighting, keep that ball alive, and look for Onagarato. But if Guelph were to get some points on the board this season quickly, they could find themselves back in that hunt for the last playoff spot. It's not too far off them, not 5 points at the moment. But more importantly, they would be finding themselves in the spot to be in the top division, beating out the other teams around them. So every point is important. Indeed, every point matters. As Guelph maybe have the points for this game with only 10 minutes to go and 6 goals down, but we'll see if they can get anywhere with this corner floated across and not really cleared, not really dealt with, but eventually just kind of hacked clear by a Woodbridge shirt. Van der Hoof, well, nearly looking to play in Bruce, but just behind her colleague. Woodbridge looks to just once again calmly build their way from the back and move through these lines, move through these gears. Alia Kamdal with lots of room, but some loose touches allow Starcevic to get back in. A clearance just about met by Palermo, with Dennehy on hand. I feel as if I might be a broken record repeating myself over and over again, but these Guelph clearances or these Guelph passes from the back are just always too rushed and always to a blue shirt. Now, whether that's poor passing or just good anticipation and good work and good positioning from Woodbridge is another matter altogether, but that's what's kept in well by Kamdar, who finds Dennehy. Oh, a nice turn. Lovely feet to find Yakub. Takes the shot. Oh, and that's brilliantly saved by Alexander. Great work. Oh, that's a good passage of football all around. Dennehy with a wonderful turn and beautiful feet to find Yakub at the top of the box, who had the time to pick her spot, get it onto her left foot, take the shot. But Christina Alexander, who maybe has been guilty of some poor decision making throughout the game, with a terrific save there to keep Woodbridge to only 6 goals. Yakub floats that one over. And Dennehy was the first of the loose ball, looking to take that shot on. And adjudged by the referee to have taken a deflection on its way through, so an immediate follow-up corner. As we can see, yeah, there's a lot of blue shirts at that back post. Then we'll move towards the penalty box. This one looped high in the air, met by Chakravarti. Well, she got kind of underneath it. She's able to get over there. Oh, very neatly turned inside Palermo. But Batish is there to get that one clear. Symes did well to get to the ball and win the free kick under the attentions of Seeley. Hilton Pelayo, who'd been a willing runner all game, wanting to cut inside, find Dennehy, but Starcevic able to just kind of like marshal that one out and give up a throw in on this occasion. Jakub combining well with Hilton Pelayo, cuts inside, able to just kind of drift across. Left foot effort, doesn't really get around it that much, and that one doesn't even really go out for a goal kick, drifting over for a throw. Quickly taken for Van der Hoof. Immediately under pressure there from Jakub, but Ongarato finds Seeley, can't turn. Ongarato again. In for Sealy. Under pressure from Rogers. Oh, does brilliantly to turn and get away from the Woodbridge Met player. Was looking for the run down that far side, but well read by Hilton Palea. He's able to stride clear once for find Dennehy. Oh, Falkenstein with a lot of work to find the space, but the ball clear is a good one. Guelph now driving down the other end, shaping to shoot. But Jantha's effort on net, pouched neatly by Toth. Under no real pressure in the end. Again, as mentioned, Woodbridge with 6-goal lead here, not in any sort of rush. More than happy to sort of bring Guelph onto them, provide them with the space to play the ball into behind, as indeed they have here as Hilton players. It was just kind of stride through that middle of the park, but well met. Starcevic hacks that one clear as we have another substitution here. Lambo, who were brought on at halftime, is replaced by Olivia Pudefat. In the 87th minute. So yeah, time winding down here. We'll see if Guelph are able to launch one final push forward for a goal. Falkenstein will just lump this one up for Bruce to challenge Muratidis. Sealy first of the ball, but really not able to do anything with it. And that one a little loose on Garato. Looks for Hinchcliffe, but just beyond the striker. Hilton Pilaev able to get it back to her keeper. And that one again allowed to bounce. Yakub looking for options in the middle, but not really able to do it. And that's a good read from Pudefat. Brilliant work by Jantha to keep that ball moving. But Pudefat finding Sealy, who was looking for Hinchcliffe, but Syme was on hand. And again, perhaps a slightly frustrated challenge from Hinchcliffe there. Referee choosing to keep his cards in his pockets at this point. Understands perhaps the context of the game. Syme again has Muratidis and plenty of space on this near side if they want to go that route, but Rogers again dropping well to get herself into the space. Lisi doing the same. This time marshaled by Starcevic, but Kamdar up against Pudefat. Recycles that back for Hilton Palea. Ooh, the neat touch inside. A lovely reverse pass for Kamdar, the chase. She's able to get to it, get that ball in. And once again, chaos in the middle. The ball not met by a Guelph defender. Not dealt with decisively at all. On this occasion, Christina Alexander able to get to it first. Oh, a lovely turn from Denny. Plays that one through for Lisi, looking to complete her hat trick, and she does with aplomb. A beautiful finish in that at the high on the near post. Wonderful work from Dennehy to take that ball on the turn and just kind of cut that back inside. And Lisi had plenty of time, lots of opportunity to choose her spot. Complete her hat trick in the 91st minute or so, as we the fourth official indicates we're going to have 2 minutes or so of added time. And so we have a very strange situation where we have 7 goals on one side and only 2 goal scorers. Jada Thompson scoring 4 and Jessica Lisi scoring 3. And Jessica Lisi kind of bookending those with a goal in the 4th minute and the goal in the 91st. So showing that this team will keep going, will strike early, but then keep going right to the final whistle too, in terms of just kind of continuing to run that scoring up. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, of course, we've seen this sort of scoring outburst from Woodbridge before. They've had several results similar to this, with numerous kind of explosions. And Guelph do have a couple against them. There's several narrow losses, Guelph, but then 2 or 3 really heavy defeats that have affected their goal difference quite badly, which will work against them in their hunt for that final playoff spot. And this looks like it's going to be another one, unfortunately, as for Guelph, as this is a 7-goal defeat. Lisi again with all the time in the world to turn it. Again, all game, she just never had any sort of pressure when she drops off that back line. She's able to get in and take her time and able to settle the ball down, turn and pick those passes. And she's really been picking apart the Guelph Union defense for 90 minutes. And so Guelph really have never adjusted to that, to Lisi's movement at all. Chakravarti gets that one across. Falkenstein, they're not able to get that one away from Rogers, and the referee will blow for full time. And that is indeed bringing events to a close. As you can see on the final score there, 7-0 win for Woodbridge Strikers over the visiting Guelph Union. 3 goals from Jessica Lisi, 4 goals from Jada Thompson. Jada Thompson's 4 all coming in the first half, the 29th, 30th, 39th, 46th minute. Lisi's 4th minute penalty opening things. And then 2 second half goals in the 51st and the 90th minute to cap things off. A dominant win for Woodbridge Strikers here at Vaughan Grove Sports Centre. And that'll do Woodbridge no harm in their hunt for securing their playoff spot. And Guelph will have to go away and lick their wounds and see if they can come back and secure some points later on in the season in their hunt for a spot in the top half of the top division for 2024. So on behalf of myself and my team here, thank you so much for joining us on this Game of the Week stream. We've seen a real explosion of offense here. But once again, thank you so much for joining us. And stay tuned for more games as we go, and we'll see you soon.